Hi guys, Sean Azari, and in this episode, we're gonna talk about self-awareness. The reason I'm bringing this up is Gary Vaynerchuck, an entrepreneur and the CEO of a social media agency in New York City, was interviewed by Larry King about, I believe, 2-3 months ago. I think it took place in the summer 2016, where Larry King asks Gary V this question.
You're big on self-awareness, right?
Huge.
How does one get to be self-aware?
I don't know.
The reason I bring this up, self-awareness is important, and I found it about 2.5-3 years ago myself. Today I am 30 years old, happiest than I've ever been. And let me give you the definition, again, what self-awareness is. According to Merriam-Webster, it's knowledge and awareness of your own personality and character. You may think you know yourself, and I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't. They feel confined, they feel happy, they feel like they know themselves, but let me tell you a secret. I thought I did for years. I thought I knew myself. I thought when I was in college and really striving in the library and studying mathematics and statistics, grinding my way in college, reading those books, going to office hours, I thought I knew what I wanted because I wanted to be like everybody else. Well, they weren't really math majors, at least the people I hung around with, but I wanted to be in business and Wall Street because if you studied hard, you went to school and you're top of your class and you just worked hard, you're gonna get a great job and you'll be happy. That was wrong, at least in my experience, and I know in a lot of people's experience, they feel the same way, they just haven't realized it yet. So I'm gonna give you a few guidelines, and Gary Vaynerchuck, if you're listening to this, hopefully we'll get you on a show, and it'll be an honor to talk to you in person, ask you a lot of questions regarding your experience. I feel like I could relate to you in a lot of ways, but in this video, we're gonna explain to everyone where I believe how one could find self-awareness. Number one, and this might be possible for some of you, is being alone. Now, I know a lot of people in college and high school, people tend to be desperate to be in relationships. In experience, I had my first girlfriend in college, and I felt like I needed a girlfriend after that. After our breakup, I had 4 years back to back. I had one ex-girlfriend that I dated for 4 years, another ex-girlfriend I dated for 4 years, and I felt like I needed to date again. Like, I feel like I needed someone there. I feel like I wanted to be confined by someone. Let alone I was able to fight that fear of being alone for a good 2 years. And also, I had to separate myself from, and I had a lot of friends at college. I guess I was a very sociable guy. I was outgoing, out there, and I worked hard. But I also liked to, I like to help others. I always like to have fun. So I wanted everyone else who was around me to have a great experience as well. So when the time came when, my ex and I broke up, I also distanced myself from a lot of friends, a lot of friendships, a lot of fake friends that you believe that they were, they may be your friend because they needed something. But, I've learned really the hard way, or actually I learned in a great way, because if this didn't happen, I probably wouldn't even be where I am at today. And I'm very fortunate this happened because I've realized who I am as a person. So broke up, was alone, distanced myself from friends. I've also was in a job. I was at an investment bank at the time. I could name the financial institution as a Credit Suisse. I was in IBIT. I graduated in 2009. If you know that year, if you're familiar, the economy was in a shit hole. Terrible. I was lucky, I was fortunate enough to get a job and to work my way up, thinking I was gonna be in a role that I wanted to be, like equities research, blah, 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 blah. Something that my math degree and stat degree could, rely on and stuff like that. Didn't happen, got laid off. Completely, stuck in New York City, thinking that was the best place to live, right after college, just be like everyone else, be confident, because, going back home or living in Jersey, like you wanted to be that. I had a lot of pride. I took that pride away from me. I took it away. I said, 2 years ago, I said, almost like, fuck it. And I took away the pride, and I said, I was out of a job at Credit Suisse, we got laid off, the department wasn't doing so well, so I was alone. However, during that transition, I got a job after that, and it was a completely different job. I took anything. I like to work hard, I like to get it, hustle, hustle, hustle. But during that time, I started realizing who I am. as an individual. I started learning new things. At an investment bank, I was very conservative. You couldn't really be on social. I was scared to hold a red cup. I mean, that wouldn't be my profile pic, but everybody was like so distant about social media, at least in IB. They were like, oh, HR is gonna look at your social media. It was like better to not be on it. I mean, that's what the vibes you would get from being at a bank. And there was a lot of jobs were like that. People were scared to post anything or just learn about social media. So it prevented me from learning the business aspect to it. But eventually I broke away from fear, got very familiar with social media. As you know, I started my own social media company as well about a year and a half ago, and I've completely understand the whole content marketing, understanding what works and what doesn't, avoiding ads, how to story tell. So, my point here is really to really separate yourself. If a job is making you unhappy, leave it. If you believe friends are preventing you from, taking the next step, and I'm telling you, Gary stated, surround yourself with maybe friends of people that would actually tell you the truth if you're doing something wrong, to give you more self-awareness. I don't really believe that's the case. A lot of people are biased, people are jealous, people don't really want to give you the right judgment. You yourself as an individual will be able to find it, again, by these steps. Being alone is one of them. Number two, and this goes with number one, is really knowing yourself. Who are you? What are you? Like, I'm gonna keep relating myself to this. I double majored in math and stats. I'm not a math guy. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. That's who I am. I'm not a quitter. So I continuously did it. I mean, maybe that's why I really worked. I was studying really 24/7. I was in the library, I was office hours. I just didn't understand how to freaking prove why square root of 2 equals this and that, and why pi equals. I had no way how to prove it. I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this day, I learned that it was a hard process. And really, if you find out who you are and believe in yourself, that's the key thing. And now I realize that, hard worker, I like to think strategy, I'm sociable, I'm like this. So you gotta know yourself. Knowing yourself is important. And the way you figure that out, again, you gotta be alone. You cannot be confined by another person. I'm telling you, relationship, you may not think you're being confined, but you're always thinking about someone else's needs. You're always holding back. You're always doing things that, it's vice versa of a male, female. It goes both ways. It is just a fact. And some people may have been alone all their life and been in a relationship. It's through experience. You gotta feel on both sides. That's how you understand who you are as a person. And it's scary, man. It is scary. That's why a lot of people don't really find who they are ever, really. And that's sad. I believe that's the sad thing. It doesn't give you that potential of really pushing for what you want in life and where you want to lead yourself. So number 3, this is very important, is experience. This could be traveling, or it could be even work experience. It could be yourself. And work experience, it means like you're out there networking, meeting people, talking to people, working in different fields. Look, I mean, I started working when I was 12 years old, or 13 years old. I was 13, 14, as an Abercrombie boy. I was in the Abercrombie store, greeting people. I'm sure you've seen those things. I was folding clothes here and there, miserable. Oh God, I don't know how you guys do it, whoever does that. But I've worked I worked in the library. It was part of my work study, where I was a guardian. I did modeling, all that. I also did bartending, where I got social, bartending drinks. What else? Catering, you name it. And then obviously as a career, I was an intern. There was other experience for banking, Merrill Lynch, Credit Suisse. Experience is key. Whatever you're doing at a young age, an older age, doesn't matter what age you are, experience. Take anything you're doing, look at the job that you're doing, and if you're learning something, that's key. I don't care how much it is paying. I took lower pay right after Credit Suisse and another step down. Took both my jobs after that was a step down and another step down. I graduated, I remember it was right after college, making 70, which is pretty decent. And then it just stepped lower after 4 years. And I was making, I think at one point like 50,000 or so, 45,000 a year. You gotta, each job I've taken, I've looked at it as a learning opportunity. I was in a sales role. I never knew how to sell a thing. I had no idea. Gary, I respect that. You're a hustler. You did it since you were 12 or 8 years old. You were saying complete respect, man. That's awesome. That's key. The whole lemonade stand, selling baseball cards, awesome. He learned since he was young. And look, we live in an era that anyone could be an entrepreneur if you really put in the work. Well, not anybody, if you have that personality, that drive, you're hungry, you hustle. Just like how he points out, I believe that. We're working 24/7. And what does working 24/7 mean? That's a phrase that I love to use on my Instagram, Snapchat. Work 24/7 to me is you create a passion that it revolves around you. Anything you do should be, it's considered work, but it's fun, it's part of you. When I work out, I don't think about working out. When I diet, right? Diet comes natural to me. I eat healthy, I think I eat healthy, and sometimes I don't eat healthy, but I know what I'm eating. You get what I mean? I'm not constantly thinking about it. I've been doing this since I was 13 years old. I've been working out, and I guess that's when all these show. But it becomes you. You become one, okay? That's important, becoming one. The same with work. If you love it, it should become part of you. You know, I know there's food influencers that go out and eat all the time. You know how much these food influencers make? People love to make fun of them. They're out there in New York City taking pictures of their food in the streets. I've seen people walking past them and past people taking pictures of food, and they're like, get a real job. Oh my God, why don't you eat the food instead? Like, who are you to make fun of these people? You don't know how much they're probably making more than you are. I'm telling you, they are. They make $300, $400 a post. Why? Because they built an audience. They love what they're doing. I mean, who doesn't love to eat? I'm starving. I love eating. Speaking of, should have some sushi later. Anyway, it should be one. So they do it every time. They built a business around it. I've known a lot of food influencers that do that. I have actually, well, I'll link it up, where I've interviewed a few influencers at events where I brought them to clients, and also where I was invited as an influencer, since I do have some food accounts in New York City, that I was invited for these influencer events where I've interviewed a few. So experience is key. Traveling. Oh, forgot about that. That is still a part of your experience. I unfortunately haven't traveled all over the world yet. Really plan to, but I know traveling is key. Traveling does not mean you go to Spain or you go to Ibiza and you go to clubs here and there. And if you do that, you take it as a learning process. You understand what's going on, how people react. But the key is to go to these places and see the key differences between the United States and there. Your city and there. What's missing? What's the gap? What are they into? What is everyone's paying attention to? What is lacking there? I know there's one of my colleagues just moved to Italy. The part of Italy doesn't have like fast modem yet. They're still on DSL. I'm shocked. I didn't even know that. But you think about these things when you travel, and you see there's a lot of opportunities out there. And the only way you'll see that, and the only way you think about that, you get pushed back and like, oh wait, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity to win. There's an opportunity to create a business. You know, if the business is here, not there, you know, there might be a place that I have another buddy of mine who's just created another business that has it's called Plier Balls. They opened up a business in Belmar, boomed, they killed it, they destroyed it. They had a line throughout like 4 blocks down. You know why? Because first of all, it's Plier Balls is I think it's a smoothie in a ball kind of thing, like yogurt, and all this made it really nice. Like people love that, great for pictures. Took advantage of the Instagram marketing, and you know, and in that location there was nothing like it. Guess what? They put it there, boom, now they're expanding into several different locations. Opportunity, timing, experience, going to locations, realizing what's good and bringing it to that location, realizing what the privileges we have over other countries, or going to, maybe I've heard Dubai and all these other airports are like luxurious, better than our airports in JFK. Realizing that. You won't realize it unless you read it, but experience is key. So I hope that helped. And our next point is, I believe that's number 4, is anything is possible. Anything is possible.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
Well, I mean, if you're really obnoxious and thinking of something stupid, I don't say, but anything you know, if you believe in something, and this goes to number 5, believing in yourself. So these goes hand in hand. Anything is possible, and believing in yourself. Do not let anybody tell you can't do something because they can't do it, or they haven't done it, or no one else in the world has done it, or it doesn't seem realistic. I love my mom to death, but you know how many times she's always told me, even when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. I want to be an actor. It's impossible. You have to know somebody. It's all connections. It's all this. You kidding me? You want to be an actor? You want to be a model? You want to do anything? It's right here. Sell yourself. Instagram's a platform where you could act. You could put 15, well now it's 60-second clips of selling yourself. Get a group of friends, act, create scenes. What are people waiting for? A golden ticket? I know people are still saying, I'm gonna be an actor. Well, they're doing the whole, catering and all that stuff. Trust me, I was in that scene. I was in the modeling scene and stuff like that. I got out of it because that was just a hobby at that point. You're a model, you're an actor, and you have no social media presence? You gotta be kidding me. Believe in yourself, sell yourself. This is reality. And in 2016, this is, like Gary said, Gary, you said it right, man. The phone is the TV is the radio. I love that quote. He is on point because everyone's attention is here. This is where everyone's going. You can do a lot. Nobody's telling you you can't be on YouTube. That's where everyone's attention is. YouTube, Facebook. What do you think all these social media platforms are all getting on video? Snapchat, what do you think Snapchat was so huge too? Those are your platforms. Those are your outlets to sell yourself, to grow an audience. And don't be discouraged if you don't. You gotta spit out content. We'll get into all these later, but this whole clip was regarding what? Self-awareness. How to find it and what to do. It's hard. Not a lot of people are gonna get to find it. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of freaking balls and to be alone. Man, it's scary. But if you get past that, you're gonna win. Hope this helped. Subscribe for more videos on digital marketing tips. I don't know if you're familiar with my show, Azari Reports, where I'm gonna bring entrepreneurs, influencers, ask them the questions you need to be in the entrepreneurial lifestyle to get you out of that 9 to 5 that you probably and get you to something you love to do. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, and see you next time. By the way, I dare all of you go in front of a mirror and be like, I'm gonna fucking find you, baby. That's what you do. Find yourself.